also going to do a little bit of work, but first of all I'm going to show you what I got in the post. Managed to score myself a TD05. I won't be using this manifold as I've already mentioned, but yeah, I've got a TD05. I was searching around for TD04s to keep as spares, and this popped up. Made a silly offer on it and got it quite cheap. I've also got a flange. I've got all the flanges that I need to make a manifold. I've had them for ages. The other update is I've got some materials. Got some materials to crack on with this. I haven't got any sheet metal yet. Probably wait until next week. I don't think I'll need any till next week. Don't think there's any other updates just yet, so now I just need to crack on and do a bit of work. So I think what I'm going to do is cut some material to make some new chassis legs, cut out some of this old chassis leg business, and yeah, try and get all the, like, cut the bulkhead where I need to. I'm going to make the chassis legs a little bit longer so they go through the bulkhead. So once I've decided what to do, I can cut them to length and tie it all back in. But most of this is just gonna go. That line there is where the shock towers would be on an MX-5, the height in relation to the subframe. I always had a bit of a problem with my shocks being overextended though, so I may even leave that portion of the build front and rear until I can get the car on the floor and see what the shock lengths are going to be like and where the towers need to be. So yeah, let's crack on. Probably going to remove this turbo, get it out of the way so I don't fill it up with crap. I'm definitely going to need rods and an oil pump now though, and a few other mods. But yeah, we'll get to that at some point. Right, I'm going to crack on. Sure if I've made a mistake with this material. Now, I ordered it, and then when I received it I was like, Christ, this is really overkill. I really can't decide. So what my thoughts were was I wanted something strong, because all of this stuff is going to be gone. All I want to keep is this rail to attach the wings to, and this section here, I want to keep that. I want something strong that I can, you know, plate off and bolt the whole front end to. All of this is going to be gone. All of it might keep. I want to keep this section that the headlights bolt to. So the idea was to make like a tubular front end that will take the radiator, the intercooler, the headlights, attach the grille to, and then the shocks are going to be mounted. So I need something strong to attach the shocks to as well, obviously. And my thought was, if I have this out this far, it kind of protects the engine when I have a big frontal. And then on the inside, I've made it too long, but I'm intending on removing all of this and remaking it from scratch. So I really don't know. I don't know if it's too big and too heavy, whether I could cut it down or, you know, use 60 by 60. I just feel like 50 by 50 is just on the weak side. I think I'm going to leave it tonight and just think about this, because it's hench material and it's heavy, but it's strong AF, and it means that I can really mount everything off of it, and I'll tie the cage into it, I'll tie the whole front end into it, the shocks will be mounted from it. And when you consider how much metal I'm going to remove and not replace, it's probably a lot lighter. I think I'm going to call it a night and think about this. The thing is, this is bigger. This section here is actually bigger, but it's obviously like 1mm tin, so it's a lot lighter. Alright, so it's another night. I've got come up with a couple of ideas, a couple of plans. Got a downpipe that I was making for the four-wheel drive project on the turbo. Doesn't quite fit, but I'll show you that in a second. Came up with a plan of the chassis leg, or chassis legs, so I will show you that. Don't know how much I'm going to do tonight. Probably just make the other chassis leg up and fiddle around with that. I've got tube to make crush tubes. Probably doesn't need it, but anyway, I'll show you. I'll show you the downpipe first. Right, so this is a downpipe. This is one that I was making for the all-wheel drive build, four-wheel drive build. So it'd be nice to use it if I could. So as you can see, I've got a problem with it hitting dipstick tube. I can either re-angle the downpipe, but it actually points kind of in the right direction. I'll probably just cut the tacks and adjust that slightly, and it won't bolt up properly. So the plan will be either to move the whole lot forward a little bit or just rotate the flange. Obviously I'm going to make a new manifold, but I may use this manifold as a pattern, because it always made really good power with this manifold. I got friends with log manifolds of similar spec engines. In fact, I got a friend with a 1.8 with a log manifold. Everything else is the same boost, TD04. He's got bigger injectors, but that's kind of, you know, it doesn't really make much difference. Same ECU, same tuner, same rolling road, and my car makes 20 horsepower more. So I'm tempted to copy this manifold as closely as I can, and the only difference is I'll make this back runner equal length to this front runner. All three of these are pretty much the same, it's just this back one's a lot shorter. So I'll try and equal the length up and rotate the turbo slightly so that it's actually straight with the axis of the car. It's kind of kicked, the front's kicked this way a little bit, and obviously I might not even clock it. I might just make this front entry, and then run an airbox up here. Something else I thought of, like I want to keep as much footprint of this as I possibly can, and I'm probably going to run, there's a chassis rail running underneath the floor here, and I'd like to tie it in. You know, I'd like to tie that into the chassis rail, something like that, but with smaller material, it all depends on whether the pedals are going to fit. What I could really do is having the pedals mounted so that I have a better idea of what I'm dealing with. Oh, and this is my plan. So I want to cut down this line all the way, and then there's another line on the side here which you can't really see. Yeah, so there's another line down the side here. So cut there and cut across the top, and then weld thin material up through here to make it a lot lighter and a nicer shape. It'll be kind of like triangular sort of shape. And I can also cut more weight out of it, like letterbox the sides of it and put thinner material over it. This is basically to get around me buying the wrong material. But I just want to get on with it. I just want to get this car built, so I'm just going to crack on and do stuff how I feel is right at the time with the materials I've got at the time. Well, I've fitted these little extensions, which gets the pedals in the perfect angle really. I'm quite happy with that. I've just put a cable tie around the clutch to hold it at the same angle as the brake pedal, but every now and again I've been bitten a couple of times by not measuring the right things, and well, not bitten, I've just found little things that make the project a little bit harder. And then every now and again you find something that makes the project that much easier. Well, this piece of wood is about where the pads of my feet will be comfortably. So then I've actually got room behind the dash for the cylinders and everything, which is sweet. And I want the pedal pads about 180 mil off the floor. If I put this back up under here, 180 is there. So in that sort of vicinity is exactly where I want the pedals. Perfectly close enough to the side of the tunnel, or about as close as I can get. Plenty of room for the cylinders behind the dash. Enough room for the clutch cylinder to come through here. Maybe need a little notch. And also, I've sat in the car with my feet fully extended, or my legs fully extended out. I've put my feet in the car, my legs in the car, and my whole body in the car. Legs fully extended out, and no matter what I do down there, like whatever I do with this up there, I'm fine. So if my feet are going to be like there, there's plenty of room to push the pedal. I can quite happily build my toe board like up there. I'm going to drill this one out for the crush tubes. Yeah, perfect. I've got the crush tubes cut to length. Got one in the lathe, so what I'm going to do now is give them all a facial. Got these badges done. Got these badges all machined and yada. So what I'll do tomorrow is I'll TIG them up. I'd imagine I'll TIG them because MIG's just going to, you know, it's just going to fill the whole lot with weld. TIG will be a lot more precise, and I haven't chamfered the inside of the holes. I'll do that after they've been welded in, and then I'm going to chop the pipe down and make it a bit lighter weight and a bit you know, nicer to look at. So that's what I'll get on with tomorrow. So the first thing you're going to see me doing tomorrow is fixing the shell to the jig, making some accurate aluminium spaces to mount it all, followed by sorting these jobbies out, and then I can really start, you know, ploughing into fixing this all in to the chassis. Yo, I am back in the workshop. It's an absolutely stunning day out there. Look at it. There's my old man on a tractor. Anyway, so this morning the plan is to replace these spacers that are under the car and 4 points with some drilled and tapped bosses that will weld to the jig. Just going to mark them out into 4 even pieces. Hopefully I'll get at least 20mm on each one, 20mm of thread on each one. And I've got some M10 bolts, and I'll drill down through the chassis rails in 4 places. I'll make some aluminium spacers from some of this or some of that, which will then allow me to bolt the car down rigidly, and then it won't move, and then I can start fabricating stuff, you know, actually fixing the car to the chassis. Fixing the car, the shell, to the subframes. I'm going to bring the TIG out, TIG these in, and chop this material down like I said. Well, at the moment I've got 4 of these smashed out. Got 4 of these blanks. I've just got to face them off to length and drill them. Got my drill ready. I'm about 45 minutes in so far, so I reckon another 20 minutes and I'll have the spacers done. Then I've just got to drill the holes in the floor and then weld the bosses to the shell, to the chassis jig. So hopefully that won't take me long. Okay guys, got this little lot done. It's 70mm stack height, which is the spacing I need. So what I need to do now is measure the points where I'm going to drill the chassis, and then drop it all through and weld it up. I'm just going to flap some of this rust off. I can't be bothered to. There's no point in machining it. Doesn't need to be that accurate. So that's what I will do now, and I will go about measuring it, you know, drilling it through, and then we'll look at welding it on. So hopefully this ain't going to take me too much time to figure out. Shouldn't be too hard. Hoping I can just measure from like the sill or something. All bolted in, almost got this job complete now. So what I need to do is measure the shell into the middle of the jig, and once it's all lined up properly, I can weld it. And call this job done. Then I can get on with actually mounting, like tying in these subframes and whatnot into the shell itself. There we go. Car's all mounted, all welded up. I haven't done any TIG in a while, so this could go pretty badly. turns out I don't actually need any filler, so I've just put it on the pulse setting. This is going to need minimal cleanup. Give you a better look in a bit. First stage complete. Worked out quite nice just pulsing it in without any filler. I'm going to cut this to the profile I want now, and then cut a bit of sheet metal to weld back in, and then that'll be the next stage.